Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel and welcome to the first episode of a series of videos that I want to make on game development, game design and my journey through those two environments. I'm not a developer, don't know how to code really that well, but over the past 2 years I've been really trying to learn C# and the basics of Unity. But before we get into that, I want to pay a quick homage to where it all began for me with this software, which is Verge Rpg. I started using this software with a good friend of mine back at high school to make video games. I don't think we actually made a fully fledged video game or anything close to that, but we used to design these games, code a little bit, and do artwork and stuff every day before and after school. Using this engine. It was a great community. I remember having conversations with people on this forum who were really helpful, really just great people. Especially, what's his face? McGrew, I think his name, Ben McGrew. This fellow, very, very helpful, very jovial and very just a nice guy. And the game that they made here, which is Sully, a very serious RPG, was really, really funny. At least I remember it being funny at the time. I've not played it in a long time, but yeah, this community was the reason that I've had such a passion for game development in the back of my mind, at least. Gaming in general, I've always been passionate for, but I never knew I could actually make one myself until I stumbled on this. This engine, but I don't think it's in use anymore. I'm not sure actually. I've not been to this website in a long time. Castle Heck. I don't know if that was a game or actually if it's just anyway, I'm going on a tangent. So the first project that I put out there in that off my own back was this, which is Digimon Reboot. Sorry, Tamagotchi Reboot, which is based off of the old Digimon Tamagotchis that I have a great love for. I love Digimon, I love Tamagotchis, and I really wanted to. I found a bunch of my old Tamagotchis during lockdown and decided it would be a good project to start learning how to code. So prior to this, oh, he just evolved. Prior to this, this project, I was following tutorials on how to use Unity, thank you Brackies, how to make video games like tic-tac-toe or racing games or basic movement scripts and what have you. But this is the first project that I made completely off my own back, and writing all the code myself, making all the infrastructure off my own. An architecture off my own design, and it's a bit janky. In fact, all the things you'll see today are quite janky, but it works. I actually didn't think it did work. I opened it up earlier and it was just an egg and it didn't hatch for the longest time, but now it works. Here we can see there's like a settings bar where a status bar, status menu where we can see the strength, the hunger status, the age, the weight of the Tama. We can also feed it. There's no feeding animation at the moment. I don't think there ever will be. I'm never going to come back to this project. I think I've lost the Unity project that this was made with. But the original idea was to kind of make it a fully fledged replica of the Digimon Tamagotchis. This was broken. This is definitely broken. Come on. There you go. And when you train, oh, that broke. Yeah, so when you train, you lose hunger as well. So you need to make sure it stays fed and all of this. So it needs a bit of balancing as well. This other part here was meant to be for battling other people and friends. This part here is to clean the poop. This is to turn the lights off when it wants to sleep. I think it's based off of real time as well, so if I was to change my time right now to the night, it would be asleep. This is to heal the Tama, and yeah, so that was it. There's not really much else to say, but I did enter this into a couple of game jams just for the hell of it. I actually was making this game, and then I looked at the game jam area on itch whilst I was started the project, and found that there was 3 game jams going on that I could enter into. So there's always like beginner game jams. I highly recommend if you want to learn how to code, go and do some game jams. Just throw some stuff to the wall and see what sticks, because it's a great way to keep you focused and have a project. And maybe if you don't have a project but you want to learn how to code, the themes that come from these game jams can give you an avenue to explore certain games that will give you the skills that you need, or the opportunity to get the skills that you need in game development. Now I'm waffling. Anyway, so I entered it into 3 game jams, and it did poorly in all of them. This one it didn't even rank. I don't think anyone actually reviewed my submission. If I remember correctly, I gave this one 5. I think I only rated this one. Did I rate this one even? I think I did. But don't know. Yeah, I played some of these ones as well, but my entry never did well on any of them. In fact, on this one, I didn't even rank on the first page. I got 28 up to 30 here. In fact, let me see what the host rated it. Oh. Anyway, and then here again, it's the same. This one I don't think was ranked. Was it ranked? It was ranked. Shout out to Pixie Tales, by the way. Also a great game developer and coder. We chatted a bit on the Discords. Very nice person. And yeah, so obviously it didn't do too well because there's no sound, there's no objective, and there's no tutorial, nothing like that. It's just a Tamagotchi remake, and it's not even a good one at that, but that's where we're at. We'll leave this guy running in the background. We'll check in on him at the end of the episode, I guess. Also, if you close this, if you close the client, it doesn't save, so you have to keep it open if you want to keep the Tamagotchi alive, which is a bit dumb. But I digress. Let's move on to the other game that I have made, which is called Gigenshin. This is a game that I made, again, a remake of another game that I loved as a kid. Gigenshin, first and foremost, is a patch of faint light that is exactly opposite the sun in the night sky. I think it's a German word, because we definitely don't have this word in English. Or maybe we do. I don't know. Anyway, Gigenshin, based off of this game, Mech Battalion, for which there's no content on the internet apart from the artist who did the pixel art for this, but there's nothing to tell you what kind of game it was. There are some games out there now that are a bit like this, but I have not played a game quite like it, and I don't think I ever will. It was such a fantastic game. I really loved that game. I played it on my mobile phone back when mobile still ran on WAP. We didn't even have 3G, 4G, 5G. We had nothing like that. My phone couldn't even connect to Wi-Fi. In fact, I think this was before Wi-Fi was implemented at my school even. Anyway, let me get it up and running and show you what it is like. Also, I submitted this to a couple of game jams. It didn't do too well either. The visuals here, I'm surprised I did so highly in this one. Those 8 entries. Let me show you the game first, actually. So this is the game. I did all the coding, the art, and the assets, and the UI, but the music and the sound were from these 2 free source creators, Abstraction and Chalice Dram. The game is super janky, like really janky, but it works like this. So you have to eliminate all your opponents without dying yourself. It works in 3 phases: a move phase, an attack phase, and then an execution phase. These 2 are the only ones that you play, and then the execution phase executes the moves that you have planned in these 2 phases. You have 3 weapons at any one time, and all 3 weapons do different things. So with that said, like, the armory I actually added in after the game jam submission dates were done, and the voting had been done and all of that. This is really janky still, and after I did this, I just lost all the will to work on this project anymore, because I just couldn't get it to look right, I couldn't get it to work right, and I was getting so frustrated that I just dropped the project. And I don't think I'll pick it up again, because again, I think I've lost the files for this. Ugh. Anyway, so let's start. So here you can see that you can like move around. You can hit M to confirm your move choice, and then you can like pick a spot to shoot your weapon. At the moment we have a bomb equipped, or we can switch to a mine, or we can switch to a gas, also called silent but deadly. So let's fire the gas over here. This guy is completely broken. You'll see in a sec. So it's a pretty simple game, very simple game. Not really much to do right now. There's no storyline, no level structure, nothing like this. You just fight, get money, change your armor or what have you, fight again, yada yada yada. So this weapon here is a vortex. It sucks everyone in. So the premise for this one was that like it would work really well with, say, the mine weapon, right? If I press M here and I press, you could prop a mine here and it will suck you into this vortex. So if you place them, say if I place a mine here, say if I place a mine here, okay, say if I place a mine here, right, and then that mine doesn't get blown up, next turn I could place a vortex right there and it would suck everyone into that mine. Unfortunately, the NPCs or the non-playable characters or the CPU don't have it, and they all have one weapon and one weapon only. So there's no variety for the enemies as such. It's a bit of a shame, but what can you do? It's a game jam entry. We're not striving for perfection here. But as you can tell, it's extremely janky. These walls will be free moving until they stop, and then as soon as they stop, they can't be moved again, and it acts as a shield as well, so you can like shield yourself against enemy vortexes or what have you. Let's just go ham on these guys. Oh come on, that should don't you do it. Oh, that's so close. My favorite, no, that's gonna blow me up. So yeah, that's another thing I wanted to do, is have like the ability to maybe like have a bunch of different weapons and different playable spawnable playable weapons and stuff, so that you could have like these chain reactions. Say if I put like a bunch of mines everywhere, you'd get ricocheted from mine to mine to mine to mine if you played your cards right. Like it can be a very RNG game if I was to have designed it properly, but I didn't. But yeah, let's just finish this game and then we'll jump off it, and I'll show you the other project that I haven't released, but I was working on it before. I was a bit too busy to work on it anymore. Let's show you the silent but deadly. Oh, there was meant to be a sound there. That's upsetting. Nope. See, this is the annoying thing about this guy though, is that he isn't offensive, he's solely defensive. I should have given him another weapon, to be honest. There you go. Now he will So once you win or you lose, you get experience, which doesn't do anything, and you get money, which you can spend in the armory. But I've set the prices stupidly high, so we can't afford anything right now. Maybe if we played one more, I could get the gasser legs, but yeah, that's that. And every single time you play, there should have been a different background. I'm pretty sure this is the same background as we had last time, so never mind. So now that vortex brought this in on that round, but now when he pops a vortex again, it's not going to do that for this one. See? And the gas canister only pops when it stops moving. So yeah. Anyway, so that's that game. Let's see how it did in the game jams that I submitted it to. This Untitled game jam, I think they run it every month. And then the Dr. Devon, he will put a video. Usually, he used to put a video of all the submissions every month. But I think he stopped just as I submitted this to this game jam. So in this one, we didn't do too well either. We came maybe 7th? Yeah, 7th out of 8. And the other one didn't even have a thumbnail. Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry, guys. That was came out of nowhere. I apologize if you heard that. And then this other one is it's an anthology. This wasn't a ranked game jam or anything. This was just this fellow, Pizza Pranks. He likes making this. I think they call it a zine or a zine, or no, he likes to show off indie developers who may not have a studio behind them, or you know, hobbyist creators who have some talent. I thought I'd throw my hat in the ring, even though I knew I wouldn't get anywhere with it, and obviously I didn't. But I highly recommend checking out this these collections of indie developers who may not be that well known. The last one I submitted it to was a practice circle jam. They didn't rank anything. It was just 6 submissions. All of them were pretty good, actually. I played this one. This one was when I played it was a bit janky, and then he fixed it. Like if you hit the roof, you got completely destroyed. But yeah, go check those out if you want to have a go. And then I will show you the last thing that I was working on a couple of months ago, which is a Line Rider remake. A Line Rider is a game that came out maybe in the 90s, maybe the 2000s. This one I didn't create all off my own back. I actually followed a tutorial by Samyam, because the input system for the line render is one that I had never really used too much, apart from in Gig Engine to show your movement choice. But the tutorial for Line Rider was the only reason that this is in existence right now. Yeah, I'm really happy with this one at the moment. I would love to be able to add more to it. But it works just like Line Rider does, except it's a guy on a skateboard. So, and you can do tricks by adding these nodes in places. Oops. I also wanted like a bail system, like you know in Tony Hawk's Underground. Tony Hawk? No, it's Skate. In Skate, you had this Hall of Meat system in which you know, when you bail, you can break bones and stuff. I wanted to add something like that as well. So if you weren't on a line for X amount of time, then you would bail, and then you would be able to do some stuff. I also wanted to put in like points for like the tricks that you did and linking tricks, but I kind of just, because I had to step away from the project because of the studies, I kind of just lost passion for it in the end. So this is as it stands right now. Maybe I'll come back to it, but I did all the artwork myself at least. And yeah, so that's what I have at the moment. And I'm making this video because... Oh, fuck, he died. Rip. Making this video because I eventually... Well, soon I want to start releasing content on my dream game. So in the next coming weeks, I'll probably start making videos about my dream game and the rationale behind it and the history behind it. There's been a couple of years in the making. I say in the making, there's nothing to show for it right now, but it's been a couple of years coming. The main bottleneck at the moment is the artwork. I've actually purchased a kit off Unity to help me with the coding because I can't do the architecture and the infrastructure for the kind of game I want, which is a JRPG. I like my level of coding could not handle making a battle system, a JRPG battle system right now. But I will show you that maybe in the next episode or the episode after what my intentions are for that.